Hello, this is Catherine, as I know I need to stop talking. Hello, my loves, happy Christmas! Or days in between Christmas and New Year, literally not a fucking clue what day of the week it is right now. Is anybody else having the horrors of what the fuck day does the bins go out? I have no clue when my bins go out. I've hedged my bets and I've kind of shoved them all down to the end of my drive, looking perhaps like I'm doing some kind of blockade. It's Monday, I think. Possibly. I've never taken this period of time off between Christmas and New Year, I think ever since I've started working. So it's really weird and incredibly discombobulating, but also quite nice. I'm wearing elasticated waistbands 24/7 and eating anything that stops moving for 30 seconds. So it's a total win, I think. But how are we all? How was Christmas? I really, truly hope that wherever you were and whatever you were doing, I hope you managed to find some joy and some little moments of happiness in the day. It's very strange because whether you're religious or not, Christmas has become that time of the year, I think, where it does become about families and friends and being together with the people that you love. So I think the cruelest thing really that this pandemic has done is actually take away the very thing which sits at the heart of all of our lives, which is being around those people that we love. So I hope that wherever you were and whatever you were doing, that it wasn't too tough and that you managed to find, like I say, some moments of joy and some moments of happiness, even if they were a little bit, sort of not as frequent as you would like in your day. But I hope that you managed to find some little moments of happiness within your day. We were very lucky. We are incredibly lucky because, not least, there's four of us for a start off. So we are, we have each other's, we have the company of one another, and while it's always somewhat batshit, we felt very lucky to be together this Christmas. I realised in a weird way as well this Christmas that in some ways, bizarrely, I also felt lucky because of the fact there had been so many years when I couldn't perhaps be with the people that I wanted to be, just because of families being split up and separated and not in the same place. So, like my dad and I, for example, like Christmas was our big thing. Christmas still is our big thing. But since I left home, I can probably count on one hand the number of times we've spent Christmas Day together for lots of complicated reasons. So we've developed things that still get us to share bits of Christmas together. Like, for example, we have a thing on Christmas Eve that we phone each other probably about 5:30 in the afternoon, basically when all the Christmas prep is done. And it's that moment when Christmas is on officially. And this is our little thing. We phone one another. We have our first Christmas drink together and we declare Christmas is officially on. And then we scream a lot and dance around to Wizard for a bit because ultimate Christmas song. Absolutely. I'm completely stuck in the 70s when it comes to my taste in Christmas music, and I'm unashamed to say so. And then we do a thing where over the Christmas period we phone each other most days and just chat all the shite that you would be chatting if you were sitting around a dining room table together and if you're not. So I tell you that just because actually I felt quite lucky that perhaps for me it wasn't the same as some people who've always been in a position to spend Christmas with a set group of people. We spend Christmas differently every year, and I think probably that this year that became quite a fortunate thing. But it's shit, isn't it, really? Because choice is taken away from you, and I appreciate it's been a really tough year for people. I do think one of the things I have really liked, them, particularly seeing it on social media, is typically you'll get everybody's very highlighted, edited highlights of the day. Nobody ever takes photos of the family rows or that moment when you throw up after one too many roast potatoes. Nobody ever photographs that. It's all, oh, look at me, and all shiny and filters, and it's all lovely. I'm having a wonderful time. Well, I'm sure there was still some of that this year, and fair enough, because we all do that to make ourselves feel a bit better about what can be some shit circumstances that we're stuck in. But actually, one of the things I really like this year is that people have just stopped making the assumption that everybody's having a good Christmas. So typically you'll get, I had a wonderful Christmas. Did you have a wonderful? I mean, all the hyperbole comes out, right? It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was the best Christmas ever. Whereas this year, I think there's been a lot more of an acknowledgement of actually that for a lot of people, Christmas might have been quite tough. So actually it's become a case of people saying not, did you have an amazing Christmas? But how was your Christmas? And actually listening to the answer as well, because of course that's so important, not just to ask the question, but also to listen. And I think if we do nothing else this Christmas time, listening and just letting people know that they're heard, I think is incredibly, incredibly important. I've changed location for today's podcast. It's both exciting and also really, really distracting. I'm probably I imagine Jamie is in class, like distracted by colour bits of string. So I've moved and relocated into our conservatory, which is where the dining room table has gone. And this one's for Richie, who posted on the blog this morning and said, but you stopped telling us what's on Catherine's dining room table. And I have. So end of podcast, no spoilers, I will tell you what is currently on Catherine's dining room table, which looks a bit less shitty than usual because we had to clear it for Christmas Day. It's a catchy tune, isn't it? I'm sure it'll hit the charts sometime soon. So yeah, I've relocated, which hopefully means fewer electric household appliances to distract us by making weird beeping noises. I have taken a slight risk in coming out here because this is the cat's domain. I'm watching ASAP as I'm talking. She's asleep by the radiator, so I'm hoping she's not going to bother us, but we may well get some cats rock up halfway through. The other risk I'm taking is our conservatory's got one of those old roofs on, which is kind of like, looks like corrugated plastic. Lets lots of light in, which is very nice. It also amplifies rainfall like you would not fucking believe. I mean, we were chatting at lunchtime about it. Mr. I Know I Need to Stop Talking was saying that he gets up usually first in the mornings when he's going to work. Obviously, we're all off at the minute, but he gets up first in the morning and he'll often come down to feed the cats out here. And he'll come out here and it will sound like a monsoon is taking place outside our house. And he'll be like, fuck, he gets the train to work. He'll be like, I'm going to get absolutely soaked. This is a nightmare. And then he'll step outside the front door and it'll be like 2 little tiny rain droplets. It amplifies rain like you would not believe. Rain is forecast this afternoon. I mean, Beth is livid. So snow seems to be forecast for absolutely everywhere except for where we live. I mean, it literally might be limited to our town. Everybody else is getting snow. We're getting rain. So if the heavens open and we get a load of rain, well, that'll be very exciting, won't it? So if you hear background noise, that's probably what it is. Anyway, so I thought today's podcast, it might be nice to share a couple of the more entertaining moments from our Christmas. I was always a little bit hesitant about doing this because, like I say, I'm conscious that some people have spent Christmas alone and actually would give anything to be surrounded by a little bit of Christmas madness. So I hope you take this in the spirit that it's intended. As I say, I know that Christmas this year has not been easy for lots and lots of people. And it's certainly been very different for us too, not least because I cooked my first ever Christmas dinner, age of 39 and a little bit, more on which later. But we got into the swing of things for Christmas on Christmas Eve. I love Christmas Eve. Is it only me who thinks actually that Christmas Eve might be a little bit better than Christmas Day? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've admitted it. But yeah, I love Christmas Eve. So we popped around and prepared. I mean, Jamie prepared more potatoes than I've ever seen. We were sat having lunch on Christmas Eve and I said, how many potatoes do we think everybody's going to need each? And Jamie was like, 10 potatoes each. Really? He's like, yep. And I was like, okay, well, if you think we're having 10 potatoes each, you had better get on with peeling those potatoes. And fair play to him. He absolutely did. And fair play to him as well, because by Christmas Day night, not a single potato was left. So I definitely should have listened to him. But yes, we'd done all the prep and we're in that funny age, certainly with Beth. She is slightly hedging her bet. She doesn't really believe in Father Christmas anymore. And I think most of you will have seen on the blog when I related, must have been 2 years ago, I think. It was June. It was like June, July time. And I was sitting on the sofa. I think I was working. And Beth came into me with a piece of paper and said, can you write Christmas on this piece of paper? And to be honest, I was in the middle of work. I didn't think too much about it. I assumed she just wanted the spelling. So I wrote it down. She said, make sure you write it with a capital K and then all the rest lowercase, little letters. Fine, wrote it down, thought no more about it. She disappears. About 20 minutes later, she comes back in. She's holding the piece of paper that I've written Christmas on. And she's also holding the letter that Father Christmas had written her 2 years ago. And she's comparing the handwriting. She's literally there. She's got the 2 pieces of paper out. She's like, well, Father Christmas and you seem to write the word Christmas very similarly. Who does that? Who sits on that? Like I say, it's June. Who sits on that for 6 months and then goes, right, today's the day. I'm going to find out. I'm going to crack the code. So yeah, she's definitely cynical and I think probably has stopped believing in Father Christmas, but perhaps like all of us, particularly this year, wanted to cling on to the magic. We really enjoyed, we every year since the kids were tiny, we've made, I don't know if any of you use the Portable North Pole app or website. It's brilliant. It's like a free website. You can pay for a slightly more upgraded version, but the free version's still brilliant. And you can pay, you can get a video done, which is effectively Father Christmas. It's all beautifully filmed. It's all Father Christmas with his elves. And they use, obviously, voice technology. So he says your child's name. So he'll like start the video and he'll be like, hello, Beth. And then you put in a few facts like you live in the UK and you've been going to school. And you can put a little photo of them as well. And it's all quite magical. So we've done that for the kids every year. And we did it this year and we did Beth's video. And as I say, I think she's a bit cynical, but she enjoyed it. Well, then they've done this year, they've done one for teenagers. So I did one for Jamie just for the crack. And it gives you an option of some little phrases that you can select from. So I, again, just entertaining myself, picked this particular phrase. So Father Christmas does this video for Jamie, and Jamie's watching. He's like, oh, hello, Jamie. Well, you've been a good boy this year. You're on my good list. And Jamie's like, oh, great. And then it comes up with a photo of Jamie, which obviously I've uploaded into the video. It comes up with a photo. And Father Christmas goes, whoa, Jamie, you're quite the hottie, aren't you? And honest to God, I was killing myself laughing. It was just, Jamie's face was like, what? I was like, okay, well, let's hang stockings up. And Jamie was like, I'm hanging it up outside my room. I don't want Santa Claus coming into my bedroom telling me I'm a hottie. Oh, hours of fun. But yeah, Portable North Pole, even if your kids are somewhat less cynical than mine are, it's great fun. It is excellent fun. So the night before then, I managed to persuade Beth, I think probably for the last year, that she wanted to write a letter to Father Christmas. So she did that. She put out some carrots. She gave him a choice of a normal mince pie or a gluten-free mince pie, but made it very clear he was only allowed to choose one. So it was like some tick boxes for him to be able to select that, and some carrots for the reindeer, and a little shot glass of Baileys. So that was all set up for Father Christmas. And then I realised that we're at that really difficult point where, like I say, kids are just what Jamie clearly doesn't believe anymore. Beth's just on the cusp. Obviously, you still want to create the Christmas magic. But my kids don't go to bed. I mean, they don't go to bed. Like Jamie will happily be up. Well, I got up in the middle of the night the other night. I could hear someone walking around. It's 1:30. I went into his room. His light was on. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm tidying my room. And then you're torn, aren't you, as a parent, between wanting to go, it's 1:30 in the morning, lie down and go the fuck to sleep, and going, but you're tidying your room. I don't want to do anything that would stop the tidying of the room. So I did let him carry on and tidy his room. But yeah, if I was waiting for him to go to bed, I would be waiting a long time. And Beth was caught up in Christmas excitement as well, and tends to go to bed quite a bit later in the holidays. And I'm thinking I'm fucking knackered. It's like 10:30. I'm like, come on, kids. Mummy's got work to do. So in the end, I basically shut them both in their rooms and said, I don't care what you're doing. Stay in there and don't come out. I need to do stuff. So then we had to bring down all the presents and make the house a little bit magical. And definitely becoming a parent has made me realise all those years, I kind of just took it for granted. Christmas just arrived in my house and I was like, oh, it's like magic. And now as an adult, I see how much fucking hard work goes in to create the magic. So mums, dads, grandparents, adopted parent, carers, foster parents, you're all heroes. Bravo, round of applause. You all do amazing jobs. It's bloody hard work, Christmas, isn't it? I need to fucking lie down now, I tell you. So that was Christmas Eve, and we watched Christmassy films. We watched Muppets Christmas Carol. I love Muppets Christmas Carol. It is probably, I don't know, I've got many favourite Christmas films. We also watched It's a Wonderful Life, which is Mr. I Know I Need to Stop Talking's favourite film, and I know this is not a popular opinion. And I watched it again this year just to check. I don't like it. I don't like It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm really, really sorry, but I don't like it, and I don't get why it's Christmassy, and I don't like it. I'm really sorry. I appreciate probably you're all unfollowing my blog now going, what's wrong with her? And I think there probably is something wrong with me. I don't know why I don't like it. It's in the same way that I cry at everything. I love a good cry. I didn't cry at It's a Wonderful Life at all. I also don't cry in the first 10 minutes of Up, which I think makes me clinically dead, but I just don't find it sad. And I know that I should find it sad because I can see the topic of it is really sad. But yeah, it doesn't make me cry. And yet I am the woman who, when Les Mis the musical came out in film version, and I'd arranged to go and see it with my friend at the cinema, it was like the day it opened, I think, and I woke up in the morning and found myself crying while I was brushing my teeth in anticipation of watching it later that evening. So I am someone who likes to cry, but yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. Like I say, I don't get it, but I do appreciate I'm in a significant minority there. So we got to Christmas Day and I shared on the blog, I think in the run up to Christmas, it's the greatest parenting moment I've ever done. Nothing will come even close to it. But when my kids were very little, when Jamie was very little, and I was seeing and hearing all these horror stories about children who had their parents up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, fuck that shit, 3 a.m, fuck off. So I was thinking to myself, how can I avoid this happening to me? And obviously in parenting, there are a few certainties that I definitely know. But I thought to myself, well, Jamie was very into the idea of Father Christmas. And I was like, well, I know what I'll do. I'll just tell him that if he gets up before it's light, Father Christmas will not have had time to come. So if he wakes up before it's light, he must just lie in bed quietly until it's light, and then he can come and wake me up. Never thought it was going to work. It only fucking did. And not only did it fucking work, it's worked every fucking year since. It is an absolute gift. So I appreciate if your kids are past a certain point, it'll be too late to try it because they'll know that's not the case. But if you've got really young kids, this is my Christmas gift to you all. Tell them now, wake up before it's light. Father Christmas will not have had time to come. It worked like a charm. So Beth got up early by her standards. I think she was up just before 8, which for her is very early in the holidays. She woke Jamie up about, I don't know, it's 9:30, 9:45. She's like, come on, we're missing Christmas. I was like, okay, you can go and wake him up. So I said, but don't annoy him when you wake him up. And she said, no, I won't annoy him. I'll wake him up really gently. So she woke him up by standing right next to him, putting her face next to his face and whispering in his light nose, it's Christmas, it's Christmas. Which frankly, I'd shit myself if I woke up to somebody doing that to me. But he was a very good sport. He was a very good sport. And then, first ever Christmas dinner. Terrifying. It was timed to precision. I'm a pretty good cook. I'm a fairly experienced cook. I usually wing it a bit. I was taking no fucking chances. I had like some kind of, to be honest, in hindsight, I should have created an Excel spreadsheet. I love an Excel spreadsheet. I should have created an Excel spreadsheet just for the moment in order to outline the Christmas Day dinner timings. But yeah, we had a list of tasks to do the day before, and then like on an hour by hour basis, it was like do these things at this time. And I tell you what, my top tips for cooking Christmas dinner are do it in your bikini. I have never sweated so much in my life. I was like wiping ribbons of sweat off me as I'm like dancing around the kitchen from one oven to the hob to the sink to the all over the shop. I mean, it's not hard to cook Christmas dinner, but the coordination of timings, it's like some hellish tap routine from when I was back in drama school and not very coordinated. Terrifying. I was sweating like a bitch. It was a lot of coordination, a lot of timings, but it worked. It all worked. It all cooked okay. Everybody liked it. Nobody got ill. It's a little bit of a Christmas miracle, to be honest, particularly with the massive turkey. I mean, for fuck's sake, Mr. I know I need to stop talking is pescatarian. Doesn't even eat meat. So there's just me and the 2 kids and this fucking massive turkey. And Jamie, who I think has kind of ideas about Christmas, which probably are almost certainly gleaned from American TV shows, because our kitchen's right next to the conservatory where the table is, and I was like, well, I'll just put all the stuff in the kitchen, you can help yourself. And Jamie's like sort of lower lip trembled, and he was like, but then it won't be a real Christmas. And I was like, what do you mean it's not a real fucking Christmas? You'll have real fucking presents. I think it's real fucking Christmas. But if it's not all on the table, it won't be a real Christmas. Anyway, I capitulated. We put it all on the table. Do you know what? He was right. It looked really good. I was really proud of it. So yay, Jamie. Well done on the potato peeling and the Christmas dinner. But yeah, knackering. Absolutely knackering Christmas dinner. We had lots of lovely presents. Absolutely my favourite, without a doubt, was our moment of evil genius of wrapping up the letter that had come through from Jamie's headmaster at the end of term. I think most people know that the secondary schools are going back. Well, at the time of recording, they're going back face-to-face learning a week later. We can all hedge our bets as to whether we actually think that'll happen or whether schools will be shut for a more extended period. But anyway, we'd wrapped up this letter from Jamie's teacher. And so he's opening it and Beth's watching him like a hawk because Beth is very, very interested to see what everybody else gets in terms of their presents. And so Jamie opened it and she clocked the header and she was like, it's from your school, Jamie. And then she went really brightly. She went, oh, maybe you've been expelled. And I thought Jamie would go, ha, ha, ha. But you could see like the colour drain from his face. And he said to me afterwards, I said, did you really think you'd been expelled? He said, yeah. He said, I thought I must have got into massive trouble and I was trying to work out what the hell it was that I'd done. But of course, the letter said that he was indeed going to get an extra week, which I think he would probably say was without a doubt his best Christmas present of all. The rain's just coming. Can you hear it? Probably not, and I'm going to sound like I'm just sitting there in silence talking to myself. It's coming. I mean, it's like the most minor drizzle possible, but it sounds like someone's up on the roof playing percussion, so we'll see how that goes anyway. But yeah, we had Christmas lunch really late. Again, I'm always very impressed by these people who get super organised and are like 1 o'clock sitting down to Christmas lunch. I'm like, how do you do it? Well, to be fair, if your kids are up at 3:30, it's probably like tea time for you, so fair enough. But no, we had our Christmas dinner. I think we finished that about 3:30. And then, oh, what a treat. I went out for a Christmas Day walk. Now, this was a tradition that my family, when I was a kid, always had growing up. My mum would have cooked Christmas dinner. She'd go and chill out on the sofa watching the Queen's speech, probably having a cheeky sleep, because after cooking Christmas dinner for the first time, I can see why you'd need to sleep after it, frankly. And me and my dad and my sister would go and walk around the village where we lived. And then I met Mr. I Know I Need to Stop Talking. And his family don't do that. They don't go for a Christmas Day walk. And I find it really weird. But I suspect they also think I'm really weird wanting to go for a Christmas Day walk. So I tend to compromise and I do have my walk on a different day. But honestly, after a big Christmas dinner, it was such a treat to go out. And the light on Christmas Day this year was absolutely stunning. It was probably, I think there's a film, isn't there? God, I don't know why, I literally don't know why I'm trying to talk about films on my podcast. I know about 2 films in my life and I've probably mentioned them already. It's a Wonderful Life and Muppets Christmas Carol. That's it. I'm done. I'm out on films. Apart from Jaws. Jaws is my favourite film, but we'll come back to that a different day. But there is a film, but I don't know what it's called. So this is a pointless anecdote, but there is a film which was filmed solely in that like 1 hour of light every day in the late afternoon when the sun's sinking and everything. It was just golden. It's literally golden. It was absolutely stunning out there. Proper treat of a walk. A treat of a walk that was, of course, in sharp contrast to the walk that we had yesterday, which many of you may have seen about on the blog this morning. I mean, fucking hell. So having let my kids sit on their asses and spend far too much time in front of electronic devices, it got to when was it yesterday? Oh God, look, I can't tell what day it is. It got to the 27th and I was like, right, come on, we're going for a walk. And then, oh, why do we have to go for a walk? Walks are good for you, I said, a sentence that would come back to bite me in the bottom. Walks are good for you, I said. So they moaned and they groaned and they complained, but we dragged them out the house. And we're really lucky to live near the sea. So we walked down to the foreshore and it was lovely and it wasn't too busy. It was really nice. And the tide was right out. And so there's a little slope that runs down to sort of the seabed, which usually is covered with water. But today it was completely exposed. I've not seen it like that before. The tide obviously had gone really far out. So Beth is like, you know, she's always loved climbing on things. When she was like tiny, like 7 months old, we were at Mr. I Know I Need to Stop Talking's parents' house. And we suddenly turned around. She'd like vaulted up to the top of the bookshelf. You're like, what the hell are you doing? So she's always like climbing. But she's quite coordinated and agile, which are 2 skills that Jamie and I categorically do not possess. And so Beth was kind of shimming her way down this little slope, going, oh, Jamie, it's really cool. Come and stand down here with me. It'll be a great photo op. I don't even know how the phrase photo op is in her vocabulary, but I can only assume it's down to the terrible, terrible YouTube channels that clearly aren't that terrible, because according to Jamie, every single person on these YouTube channels is making a fortune. He's like, how many subscribers have you got, Mum? I think he thinks that somehow my YouTube channel is going to be his retirement fund. I think he is going to be somewhat disappointed. So yeah, she's like, come on, Jamie, come on down. And Jamie's sort of looking like, not sure. But he's a game for anything. So he's like, okay, I'll give it a go. And honestly, afterwards, he was like, why didn't you film that? I could have made a fortune on You've Been Framed. He probably could have done, because he kind of walked down to her and then for reasons unknown decided to edge past her. At which point, because of course, what do you get when rocks are being covered in seawater and exposed? You get a shitload of seaweed, don't you? Very slippery, as Jamie found out to his cost. And it was like a comedy moment. He's like, wah, 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 and then he kind of fell onto his arse and just slid on his bottom. All the way, God love him, because he knew I'd be worried, all the way going, I'm fine. Got to the bottom, I was like, how? I'm not fine. And then he yelled up at Beth. He went, Beth, why did you make me do this? To which she retorted, I mean, God, she's going to make an amazing parent. To which she retorted, well, Jamie, if I told you to jump off a cliff, would you do that as well? Oh my God, honestly, crying. He's fine. His coat is not fine. He managed to rip a huge hole in the sleeve of his coat and rip a huge hole in the skin on his elbow, but it's fine. And thanks to to him and Beth's many appearances at A&E over the years, and the A&E staff are always amazing and always give you extra dressings and stuff. I had stuff at home. I could irrigate it. I could put a padded dressing on. I had some big clear dressing that went over the top. So yeah, we were laughing. But yeah, a somewhat less relaxing walk. I think I might go for a walk by myself in future, which both children will approve of, because we then got home and Jamie was like, Mum, you said walks were good for me. Doesn't look very good for me, does it? Look at the state of my elbow. I didn't have much of a comeback for that, I am afraid. So yeah, no idea what day of the week it is. Monday, maybe, but it's a bank holiday Monday. I mean, that's like it's like a double whammy. It's the period between Christmas and New Year, and it's a Monday, and it's a bank holiday Monday. Not a fucking clue. I went to the dump this morning, so this was one of my pre-Christmas moments of inspiration. My dump has changed now, so you have to book a time slot. And I was like thinking, I'm going to have a lot of stuff to get rid of post-Christmas. Just the amount of packaging alone from all the Christmas gifts that I purchased online was off the scale. I was like, right, I'm going to need to book a dump trip. So I booked it for today. What a treat. The excitement, because usually at this time of year, you're seeing family and friends and you've got parties and you've got sales shoppings to do and events. This year, going to dump, that's the highlight of my social calendar this Christmas. I was up early, I put on makeup, I did my hair. I'm not exaggerating. I've got a photo that I took of me in the car on the way to the dump, like when I'm queuing in the dump stationery. I'm not driving and taking photographs of myself. That would be foolish in the extreme. But I'm sitting in the car queuing for the dump and my eye makeup is on point. And I'm just saying now, I don't think one of the guys working at the dump appreciated the effort I'd made or how exciting this day out was. It was great because I ended up getting parked down the other end of the dump from where the bins were that I needed to put my recycling into. I thought, brilliant, it's going to extend the day. It's like a proper day out. It's like a day of fun. Oh, the excitement. What a treat. God, 2020's fucked us over, hasn't it? It really has. If I'm calling a trip to the dump a treat, what next? So yeah, I have no real plans this week. It's very strange having a week off with no plans. I probably need to do all the stuff that I've been promising myself all year that I would do and haven't finished. Can you hear the rain now? As I said that, the rain kind of like slowed down, as it were. Can you hear it? It's very exciting. Like I say, it sounds like a monsoon. It's probably about 2 drops. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, no real plans for this week, which is really strange and surreal. I mean, probably most of my plans will be around trying to find the appropriate number and correct size of batteries for Beth's many and varied presents. Absolutely lovely gifts, incredibly generous of our friends and family, but fuck me, if a toy out there needs eight fucking batteries, somebody needs to be having a word with themselves. There should be laws. I mean, come on, Brexit, we've been screwed over royally with Brexit. We might as well get some benefits out of it. Let's prohibit any toy that requires more than 2 AA batteries in it. Fucking hell. So yeah, I'm probably going to be searching for batteries and eating all of the food. We've done that classic thing, particularly this year, because I was like, well, it's Christmas at home, pandemic, shops will be busy, want to try and avoid those if we can. And obviously at that point, we didn't even know what was happening with Brexit. I was like, right, we're going to stock up. And other people clearly for those eventualities, we've seen it in the papers, right? They're stocking up on bread, on pasta, on toilet rolls. I have stocked up on canapes and champagne. So we will not have anything to wipe our asses on, but I will at least have sufficient stocks of champagne and canapes, which I think is all about prioritising the really important things in life. So if you need canapes and champagne, you know where to come. It's my house. But as promised, what's on Catherine's dining room table at the moment? Well, it's really clear. It's really clean because, as I said, we tidied it up post-Christmas dinners to get ready for New Year. That'll be here before we know it. So anybody like me, I'm already trying to, a little bit like jet lag, I'm trying to time adjust myself so I can stay up until midnight. I know you'll tell me that I'm a dick and why stay up till midnight if you don't want to. It's a point of principle. I kind of feel like it's like an endurance thing. So yeah, I'm trying to work up to it now by gradually putting myself to bed a little bit later every night. Still secretly having a panic when the clock gets past 9 o'clock and I'm like, oh, it's very late. You'll be very tired tomorrow. But no, the dining room table is pretty clear. The only thing that's on it, and this truly cements, I think, my old lady status, is I've just bought it for myself. And again, treats, sale gifts of old might have been like sparkly shoes or jewellery or some lovely makeup. I've bought myself a sciatica pillow. Yes, that is as romantic and exciting as it sounds, but honestly, I'm so excited that it's here. I'm so excited. My sciatica is back with vengeance at the minute. I had it when I was pregnant with both the kids, and it's come back because I don't even know why, probably because I'm nearly 40, and from everything I've heard, that's when your body starts to fuck you over. So I have bought myself a sciatica pillow, which basically is like a foam wedge and it straps to your knees. And so I was regaling Mr. I know I need to stop talking with this and going, look at this. And he's looking at me because already when I sleep at night, I have an eye mask. I now can't sleep without an eye mask on. They're brilliant, honestly. I love an eye mask. You can pretend like everybody else has gone away and it's just you. It's brilliant. I already have an eye mask. I have to have a mouth guard because I grind my teeth so badly. And now I've got a padded sciatica pillow. And he was like, my God, it's going to be like sleeping with an American footballer, which I suppose, yes, it is. What can I say? I make no apologies. I can't wait. So that's my treat. That's my treat to myself for tonight. But yes, as I say, it's been a funny old year, hasn't it? I keep thinking to myself, how will I sum up 2020? And I think I'll probably just do it by drinking heavily and hoping 2021 is less shit. I know lots of people haven't had time off. I know loads of people have been working over Christmas, particularly our amazing NHS workers, but all of our key workers, everybody in retail, everybody in public services, you are all fucking brilliant. And thank you so much. And I do hope that you too get some time off to rest and recuperate and sit in your elasticated waistbands and eat your body weight in food, in savoury snacks, canapes and chocolate orange, because that truly is the true meaning of Christmas. Look after yourselves, stay safe, stay warm, be kind to you, take time for you, and I will be back and I will see you all again next week. Take care, loves. Lots of love. Bye-bye.